I want some motherfucking chocolate milk.
What's up, Clash Bros? What's up, Royal family? It's Marcus or Epic Life Gaming. Welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Today, I'm going to show you a deck that I cannot seem to beat, and I'm seeing it a lot lately. I've been running the Royal Giant deck, and I can't stop this deck with my Royal Giant deck, and this is a deck that I've been going up against right here. The Double Prince plus PEKKA deck is what I'm calling it. Now, the Double Prince was a big thing to stop when the Dark Prince first came out. So on this deck, you're starting to see it come back again. So you're going to have the regular Prince along with the Dark Prince. The regular Prince does a lot of damage on his own, and the Dark Prince does splash damage, so they're great together. Along with the Wizard doing splash damage and the Baby Dragon doing a lot of damage. So in this deck, there is a lot of splash damage. Along with the Elixir Collector, everybody's running the Elixir Collector right now. So it's a great thing to have when you're in double elixir time, especially because this deck is a 4.8 elixir deck. I'm also going to bring the poison with this for more splash damage to take out minion hordes or any, small troops like that, like the goblins again. And then the fireball to take out the barbarians, or if I run into a little bit of a pinch. But 4.8 elixir, this is an expensive deck. Now, one thing that I'm using is a Baby Dragon, which you shouldn't use if you have the Princess. You should use the Princess if you have it. But as you can see, I don't have one single legendary in my deck. Oh my gosh, I see level 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11. I see level 1s having legendaries, and I don't have a single legendary as a level 9. So if you do have the Princess, take out the Baby Dragon for the Princess, and it will do you a little bit better, and it still does splash damage. So this is a deck that I'm going to be rocking and showing you guys how to 3-crown some people with this deck. What? Thomas Dandy commented, your voice is the next Billy Mays. Who is Billy Mays? I'm gonna have to look this guy up. What? Billy Mays. Quick chop. Oh my gosh, I remember this guy. The fast chop, 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 chop. Oh, I'm this guy? What the hell? The gourmet chop, chop, chop. What's that say? Quick chop? The gourmet quick chop. Shred it. Shred it for some country coleslaw. Love it. Who doesn't love themselves some crunchy coleslaw? Salads, chicken, ham, shrimp. I remind you of this guy? Hi, Marcus with Epic Life Gaming here with the original Double Prince deck. The fastest, easiest, safest way to take down any opponent with a 3-crown guarantee. Here is how it works. Drop your troops on the battle arena. Just a few quick taps and you got yourself a 3-crown in just seconds, guaranteed! Lava Hound deck, Expo deck, and all legendary deck doesn't stand a chance against this deck. And if you call now, you'll get 2 for the price of 1. Call 1-800-3-CROWNS. That's 1-800-3-CROWNS with 2 S's and get 1 for your mother. If you were a bad son and didn't get her a Mother's Day gift yet, it's not too late. Father's Day is coming up. Get 1 for your father and share some beautiful bonding time messing some chumps up. All for a one-time low payment of $9999999.99. And if you call now, you'll get the second one for absolutely free. That's absolutely free. Not just free, but absolutely free. Just have to pay shipping and handling. Oh, Billy Mays. I forgot who that guy was. Well, let's just get into the first battle. So with this deck, you gotta be really careful on spending elixir because at 4.8 elixir, it's a heavy hitter. You gotta be careful with what you're dropping because you can catch yourself easily without any elixir. Especially if you don't start off with the right card. Starting off with the elixir pump is pretty important in this deck. So if you don't start off with the elixir pump, you gotta be careful with everything that you drop down at the beginning. I'm gonna drop down the poison spell to get rid of that bomb tower, along with taking out the tower in the musketeer. Nice little trade-off for only 4 elixir. I'll take it. Then we have a small little push coming down, so I'm gonna drop down a wizard to help take down everything because of the splash damage, just like that, with my Dark Knight and the wizard were doing great damage against everything, and then we're going to get a push of our own going up with the double prince and the wizard in the back. So we have 2 splash damage buildings, or 2 splash damage troops, along with the heavy hitter with the regular prince, being able to take him out on the counter attack. Down goes his tower, and we already have a 1 tower lead against this guy. So with this deck, if you time it right, you can get some big hitters on the map all at one time. And if you don't have the right, if your opponent doesn't have the right cards, it's pretty tough to stop. So he finally laid down the giant. I laid down the poison spell, and I hit the bomb tower in both of his towers because I was already running out full elixir, so I needed to lay something down. Might as well get rid of that bomb tower. Now he has a push on my right lane once again. Pretty good one this time. But with everything all grouped up together, I'm able to splash damage almost everything. With that fireball, I kind of pushed him back, but we still got the giant out of the way. He starts dropping down the barbarians. I drop down my dark prince, and look at that. With all the splash damage, we were able to take out everything, and now we have the counter push going back towards him. So I once again drop down the poison spell on top of all that, doing damage to both of his towers. He luckily took the P.E.K.K.A out before it could reach the bomb tower. I still had my prince, but the 2 towers were shooting at him, and we're taking it down. I'm running on full elixir because with the elixir pump along with the double elixir time, you're always going to be filling up, and that's important. Once again, he's rocking the same exact push as before. I drop down a fireball and take out almost everything. The Dark Prince comes up and takes out what was left to take out. Giant's about to go down. I'm almost down on a tower, and he's going to go ahead and throw the arrows down before the time's up to take down that tower. But look at this push that I have going towards his king's tower along with the wizard. We're doing a great job. I dropped down the poison spell once again. Poison's doing a great job in this deck. I definitely suggest to use it. He's really trying to stop me from taking everything out. I was able to get the second P.E.K.K.A down. Now I just have to drop down a splash damage troop. It's very important to have splash damage troops with the P.E.K.K.As because they're so slow to take out, you know, 1 troop at a time. A group of goblins can take them out with the towers hitting them. But we grabbed the tower right there for the 3 crown. What a win. That's how damaging this deck can be. It's very tough on the counterattack to defend. We're on to our next opponent. This time we started off with the elixir pump, but we're not going to drop it immediately. We wait a second to see if he is going to play anything because you don't want your opponent to catch you off guard. Elixir pump costs half of your elixir that you can hold. So if he dropped down the royal giant plus the dragon plus the minions or the goblins, you would have been in big trouble trying to defend all that with, you know, 5 elixir. So it's important to wait to drop down anything until you see what your opponent's going to do. I'm even having trouble right now because of how much stuff he had. He has the goblins that are stabbing my tower, drop down a Valkyrie. I'm running into a little bit of trouble, and he actually took down my tower in his very first push. But as you can see over on my left-hand side, I did drop down that P.E.K.K.A, which got to his tower. Once you get a P.E.K.K.A to the tower, that opponent's in trouble. We were able to take down his tower as well on our first push. And we got him going to the King's Tower, doing crazy amount of damage. Dark Prince already doing a lot of damage. He's in trouble. He spent way too much elixir taking out that 1 tower. Now I have him up against the ropes with barely any health left, with barely a minute into the game. So he did have his dragon coming down, but he really has not too much elixir. I had pretty much the same elixir he had. He has a 2 elixir advantage on me right now, which isn't a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and start another push over on his side, dropping down a P.E.K.K.A with my dragon. The P.E.K.K.A is going to work his way over. Valkyrie's coming up. He drops down some more troops. I'm going to go ahead and fireball the Valkyrie since that's going to be the biggest issue. He has so much health left. But he did drop down the Goblin Barrel. Once you see the Goblin Barrel being thrown on his side of the map, you know he's stressing out right there. That is not the preferred use of the Goblin Barrel. You knew he was stressing out right there, but you can tell his health is barely down to nothing. So we're down in double elixir time. We've only dropped 1 elixir collector right now. He tried pushing with the Royal Giant, but he should have sent some more stuff to help him out. He's dropping everything he can right now. I just drop a wizard to make sure the Royal Giant doesn't do too much damage, but then he finally uses the Goblin Barrel. I throw down a Fireball just for a quick reaction, and luckily I did, because the Goblin Barrel plus that Fireball would have taken me out. I'm pretty sure of it. So now we're about even. He probably has an advantage on me. Now, we drop down the P.E.K.K.A. We got to make sure we're playing this right. Splash damage around my P.E.K.K.A. Anything with splash damage. I let that Musketeer go after my tower because I knew he couldn't kill me with that Musketeer. I go ahead and drop everything I can on top of the tower, plus a Fireball, but the poison was able to take it out before the Fireball hit it. And there it is, you guys. That is the Dark Prince plus P.E.K.K.A. deck, doing great damage against my opponents. Now, the last attack that I'm going to show you guys is one that the guy, I don't know, disconnected or gave up. I'm not sure. While we finish up the rest of this video, I'm not going to commentate over it because it wasn't really a good match. That is the Double Prince plus P.E.K.K.A. deck. It does great damage, heavy hitters, splash damage, fireball, poison. It has everything you need except a defense. But with the high HP of all these troops, you really don't need a defense. The P.E.K.K.A. is like the ultimate defense in one. It's like a mobile defense. Ooh, that's a really good idea. Sparky's kind of that though. But this deck needs practice. Go out and practice with this first before you go out into battles, or you're gonna get your butt kicked. I can guarantee it, because this deck isn't a beginner deck. This deck is something that you need practice with. You need to be skilled with in order to use this deck. I started using this deck and I dropped down to like 800 trophies trying to practice with this deck online. Not the preferred method. I was able to jump back up, but that's not the way to use it. So make sure you get some practice with it, and make sure to take out the baby dragon for the princess if you have the princess. We'll go out and use this new meta with the Double Prince plus P.E.K.K.A. deck and get yourself some 3 crowns. Very tough to stop, especially with the Royal Giant deck. You know, you can definitely abuse everybody that's using the Royal Giant. Well, there it is, you guys. Get yourself some 3 crowns. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And now it's time for everybody's favorite game, Stinky Pinky. It's time to play the game Stinky Pinky, a word game called Stinky Pinky. Everybody loves the game Stinky Pinky. It's time to play the game Stinky Pinky, a word game called Stinky Pinky. I'm the best at Stinky Pinky. Everybody loves the game Stinky Pinky. Stinky Pinky is a wordplay game where you describe 2 words that rhyme, but you can't use those words in the description. If I was to give you smelly finger, you would give me Stinky Pinky. Last video Stinky Pinky was small penis, and the answer was teeny weeny. And the Clash Bro got the answer correct first was Metanator HD. Great job, man. You deserve a fish sandwich.
Too early to get a fish sandwich?
Hold your Stinky Pinky high up in the air, Metanator. You are today's winner. If you'd like to be featured in my next video, all you have to do is be the first person to answer the correct Stinky Pinky in the comments. This video Stinky Pinky will be Despicable Butthole. I promise this is the last dirty one for a while. I apologize for my younger users, but I wanted to get some more adult content for a little bit, but we will go back to a little more PC friendly Stinky Pinkies in the future. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to show all your love by smashing the like button. Want to join the Clash Bro family? All you have to do is subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget my Clash Bros to stay beautiful.
Make it drop, honey. Hey.